folks, welcome to another video. I am super pumped today because I'm going to show you how you can use ChatGPT and another secret tool to analyze your LinkedIn data. So if you are someone who is trying to build your own personal brand, or if you're trying to get more consulting work in the field of AI and data, then building your personal brand is super important. And guess what? Even job seekers who are trying to look for a job right now, start building your personal brand and share your analysis there. So if you are a content creator on LinkedIn, then this video is for you. In this video, I'll show you how exactly you can use these tools to analyze your data and really understand what's going on behind those metrics on LinkedIn, and really help you kind of walk you through the entire process of how you can better your LinkedIn profile by just understanding this data. So without much ado, let's dive right in.
If you go to your LinkedIn profile, this is how it looks. Now here in your profile section, you can scroll down to see this analytics section. So in the analytics section, go here and you should be able to see all your analytics on your data. So if you're a content creator, so you should be able to see this screen, and in here you see these post impressions, followers, profile views, search appearances, and newsletters if you have a newsletter as well. So once you're in here, dive down deeper into each of them. So go into impressions and you should be able to see something like this. If you've been posting consistently on LinkedIn, then you should be able to see this screen in this way. So there should be a daily, if you're posting daily, then you should have this metrics daily here. If you're posting like maybe once or twice a week, then it'll be a little bit more inconsistent, but you should have some amount of data here. So here you can actually toggle right here and see how much back do you want to go back into your data. So I prefer to usually see at least 90 days. I think 90 days kind of gives you a good picture on what kind of data was working, what are the different things that I have to look into. So I'm going to select 90 days here, but you can also do 28 days if you are more consistent than me. If you, let's say if you are posting 7 days a week, then 28 days should give you good enough data to analyze it. But I mean, preferably 90 days should give you good enough data. But 365 days kind of skews it too much. Let's say if you are posting very often at one particular season of your life, right? Like let's say holiday season, you're posting more. So it kind of skews your data. So you don't want to have that. But if you are someone who has been posting consistently for 365 days and you want to analyze that, then I think it's a good way to go about doing it for 365 days. But preferably just go with 90 days. It should give you some clear picture. But if you are consistent and you want to see much more detail, I'd say always 90 days should be a good place to start. So 90 days, I go in and see this, and this is how exactly it's going to give me the information. So this doesn't tell me much, right? I'm not able to analyze my data much, but there are tools that help you analyze your LinkedIn data, which I have not used. Usually it's like paid tools, but now in order for me to dive deeper into where I'm watch my engagement rates and things like that, I have to get this data and analyze it. So if you so you can see this here tab here, X says export. So that's where you're supposed to export this data. So you can just hit the download button. So it just downloads the data like this for you. and then head on to ChatGPT. And usually in ChatGPT, you can just put in this data, you can add it as a file and hit can you analyze it, and give it this prompt, can you analyze this data. So let's see what ChatGPT gives. ChatGPT usually, like just before making this video, I tried to use ChatGPT. It gave me an error. Let's see if it does the same. You can actually do this along with me. So if you already have your data, put it in ChatGPT now and let's see what it gives. And also put in comments what exactly are you getting, and where do you stand in terms of your LinkedIn analytics. So it's giving me an error. So this is exactly what happened in the previous time before I made this video. I was testing it out. This is exactly the error that it was giving me as well. So that's one of the reasons why I said there is another tool that I use. So this is a tool called Julius AI, which is an amazing tool where I have recently discovered, and I made a couple of videos on it as well in my Instagram channel. So this is a tool that's really amazing especially for data analysts. Like you can quickly, if you want to do some quick analysis, just like how we're doing for LinkedIn or any of your social media analytics, basically you can actually use Julius AI. So like we see here in ChatGPT, it's basically has not really read the file correctly. I think it's mostly because it has 4 different sheets. First, I would suggest you to go take a look at the sheet itself. So looking at the sheet, now let's take a quick look at the sheet, right? Before we even ask ChatGPT or Julius AI to understand or analyze this data. So this is how exactly the data looks, the raw data. It's basically has this engagement tab, top posts, followers, and demographics. And in the engagement tab, we have impressions and engagements, and it's spread throughout all your days that you have posted. And then you have top posts, which gives you data around the publish date, the engagements, and the link to the posts, and you have the publish date and impressions. For same thing for both engagements and impressions. So this is a good data where it can give me my engagement rate, right? So how do I calculate my engagement rate? Obviously, I will ask one of these tools now to analyze that. And then next we're looking at the new followers, and we'll see how much is my average followers per post. Like every day I should be gaining at least, if you really want to grow your your LinkedIn page, then you need to have at least 20 to 50 people following you every day, right? That's how well and how quickly you can grow. I mean, there of course there are no limits for growth, but at least that's the minimum, right? So the next one is the demographics. So we have all these 4 different tabs of data that we will want to give these tools to analyze. So now let's go to Julius. So let's upload the file to Julius and ask it, can you analyze this data? Now let's see what Julius can do. Okay. So one of the advantages of Julius is that it acts like your co-pilot for data analysis. So it kind of writes this code and then it analyzes each of them. So which is pretty cool, which is amazing. I am super impressed with how it's doing it. So let's take a look at your engagement. It's taking a look at each and every sheet that it has, right? Like engagement, posts, followers, and demographics. Now it's just looks at each and every sheet and it's saying, okay, this is the data. Okay, now let's see what exactly it does and how it analyzes each and every sheet, right? So this is amazing what it's done here. So basically what it's done is it's tried to understand all those different areas and all those different things that go into making a good engage, a posts that are really engaging, right? So this now once you put the data in and you just ask it to keep going. So this is exactly what it does, right? So it looks at engagements, it looks at top posts, it looks at growth rate and the demographics, and those are the 4 sections that we're interested in. So once that it does that and I just say keep going, and this is exactly how it looks. So basically it's looking at engagements for each of those posts, follow growth and demographics. So it's basically looking at the engagement rates. Now see, the total engagement of mine was 1090 and engagement rate, it's converting it to 1.65, which is very low. So for you to grow on in LinkedIn, you need to have really good engagement rate, and I think usually the median is anywhere between 3 to 5%. That's the engagement rate. It's a very good engagement rate. So my engagement rate is really low, which I need to work on. So that is, of course, that's a very good insight, which you don't get it on the regular LinkedIn analysis, right? So you don't really get that right in your LinkedIn analytics section. So this is exactly what you see in this analytics section. So in Julius, so this is how you get the average engagement rate, which is a great thing. Next, once we go, let's understand how our followers are growing, right? We'll see how many followers am I getting each day. So followers, see, I see that my followers in the last 90 days is only 500. That's a lot lesser compared to the regular one, right? So now that I understood that my growth rate of followers is 5, so that's approximately like maybe I would be getting at least 4 to 5 followers every day, which is really, really less. So I need to improve on that, and I think it's very much dependent on my engagement rate. So now I understand this. This is the analysis that I'm trying to do and understand why am I not able to grow my followers on LinkedIn. So this is a very good insight. So now taking a look at this demographics, so data analyst is almost 6%. And I think this is one of the things that also kind of the algorithm is mixed up, I guess. I've been posting a lot of content around different things now, content creation, entrepreneurship, and also about a little bit about data analytics, but I'm not focusing more on data analytics as well. So I think that's one of the reasons why my growth is not so good on LinkedIn as of now. So that is what I see. Next, once I'm able to analyze that, now I go into analyze the top posts here. So top posts, basically it's giving me and it's telling me that some of the top posts are, so it's identified the top posts based on my engagement is between November to Jan. So that's like during the holiday season, right? Like people during the holiday season have more time, so they're able to see my posts, or maybe the audience that I'm catering to are very busy that they don't open LinkedIn, or it's like, I don't know if it's seasonal, but during the holiday season I had a lot more engagements on my posts. Or maybe I should even go take a look at my posts during the holiday season and see analyze what was so good with my holiday posts, right? So that's another insight that I can get from this data. So impressions, and it's saying that the impression range from 937 to 908. These are the posts published between November and December. Now I'm really curious to know what exactly happened and what kind of posts were interesting to my audience. I usually post a lot of fun stuff during the holiday season. It's more about funny humor and that kind of stuff. That's usually what I post. Now, this is a really good insight for my LinkedIn analytics. Definitely doing this has given me a deeper knowledge about what exactly is happening to my LinkedIn profile and how I can really improve on it. And I think this analysis has definitely given a deeper insight into my LinkedIn versus just this particular metric that you see on LinkedIn, right? And I hope this video helped you to do this analysis. Do it along with me and share it to me in the comments and tell me if this analysis really helped you, and what did you find out about your LinkedIn metrics while doing this along with me. So let me know in the comments, and I will see you all in my next video.